Well, after my atrocious performance in the Sam Regional, rest in peace, Godfidence, I don't know if I should continue with these. Just kidding. I had an 8 out of 8 top 8, and my only bad takes were not believing in Overlooked enough and picking the wrong champion. Time to do that again. I mean the 8 out of 8 part, not picking the wrong champion. My name is Connor. Rock Esports sweeps anyone here anyways, and this is Rocket League. North America is a very odd region. There's basically NRG, the 3 major teams, and a bunch of guys that fluctuate between missing regionals and getting top 4s or 6s. I think there are 2 main contenders for this tournament, with 4 teams having a realistic shot. That leaves 12 teams I don't see taking this down. I will select my dark horses and top 6 out of that group to give me more to talk about, but before that, I'm going to talk about the teams that I think are least likely to make top 8. Retopia is the only team here that has a combined 0 RLCS wins across all of their players. In fact, the last time Snaz and Roars made it to a regional, it was April of 2022, and they went 0-2. Lunar Brawler is the only unclickable name on Wikipedia in the tournament, and although they've teamed together for the back half of the last split, this being their first top 16 leads me to believe that they're not going to do much this tournament. Psycho Rangers also doesn't have much experience. Wiz has been a great ones player recently, but has never made it to a regional before. Hectic made Regional 4, but didn't do anything, and has not even won a game in an RLCS top 16. T. Carell used to be a player that could get top 8s in regionals a while ago, but recently he hasn't, meaning I don't think they will be very successful in this tournament. BOTB is another squad that doesn't have recent results. Only Repeat has even made a top 16. Alraz hasn't been in that realm of skill for a while now, and Realize only did 1 regional this split and landed in 73rd through 104th. This team did beat a couple of the other teams in the top 16 while going 3-1 in Swiss, but I don't see a run happening at all. Lil Step Bros is one of the fan favorites due to Alpha Cap, but they aren't one of the contenders to do well in this tournament. The squad has gotten a top 12 this season, but that was off a forfeit win, meaning they haven't won a game in the top 16 yet. And although Alpha Cap and Oath have made top 8s in their careers, it hasn't been for a very long time. And Ga doesn't have an RLCS top 16 win under his belt. Norms has some very good ones players, but they don't have much 3s capability. Cosmic has made 1 top 16 back in 2024, and Hazo and Skippy made regionals even this season. Skippy has carried me to a Cash Dash victory, which is a very prestigious tournament that matters a lot. None of them have ever made it to the top 8 in the RLCS though, so I don't have much belief in their ability to do so here. Gas is my next selection. Another content creation team, but this one consists of absolute legends. Unfortunately for them, they are retired, but if this was 2022, this would easily be the favorite to win this tournament. They didn't make a regional last split, but AJ is actually the only person in this tournament to beat me in a best of 3 back in the year of our Lord 2017. So, I mean, he's clearly got something there. Although that result is amazing, it's not quite good enough for me to put them in the top 8. 100x35 are probably going to make top 8 with how good their bracket is. I don't have them as a top 8 team in this regional though. They had a Swiss where their best win was against Lil Step Bros, and they beat 2 other teams that didn't qualify. They did, however, have the best Buchholz score, so they are looking good to make the top 8 and lowers, and then lose in a sweep immediately. Affinity is going to have to rely on Percy a ton this tournament. He was just kicked off the boys in favor of Hoxer and ended up finding a team with Adam and Diaz. Those two haven't really had many good results this season, but if Percy plays like a top 4 player, they could possibly cause some damage. Pirates on a Boat are also somewhat in a similar position, but better. Mac may not have ever won a match in the top 16 of an RLCS tournament, but he's made it there the past 3 regionals. His teammates have also consistently made top 8s and even better, meaning this squad has the capability to make a run to the top 8. They did very poorly in Swiss, which makes me lose confidence in the team, but they hopefully can bounce back. Hey Bro is similar to Pirates on a Boat. In fact, both Creams and Hockey were on Pirates on a Boat when they reached the top 4 in the 3rd regional. They fell off pretty hard, but they picked up Gyro off of a deleted, and they should have been able to make it to the top 8. They performed very poorly in Swiss, and their bracket is very unfavorable, and because of that, I think they don't make top 8 despite being a pretty good team in regards to the team quality that we see in the top 16 here. My next 2 teams are my big dark horses. I would actually call them a Vanta Black Horse because I don't think they beat the top 2, but they could definitely beat anyone else in the tournament. NPL may actually be a little shocking to see here, but Schnitzelhaus with Lion Blaze and Panda had the capability to do damage, and the addition of Knight certainly doesn't hurt. They kinda had a Mickey Swiss, but that also means they will have a Mickey GSL stage. If they peak, which is possible for this team, they can do damage. I guess I'm just going with the upside here. There's not many other teams in this tournament that have the upside of NPL. Shake is my next team. With Parth separated from Two Piece and Shopify Rebellion for the first time since September of 2022, he has a lot to prove as the player a lot of people think is the worst of the duo. Crispy and Zanil are both quality teammates, and it feels like Zanil has been on the verge of breaking out for a while now. I don't think it's going to happen here, but they have a pretty good path to the top 8 lowers, and I think top 6 is in this team's cards. Now it's time for my wild cards. I think these two teams can take out the top 2, but it won't happen a majority of the time. I would say it's about a 10 to 15% chance that either of these teams can win this tournament. Carl is a great team. Calm shockingly sat out the most recent split, but found a great duo in 5UP and Talk that I think is a very good team comp. I'm a little biased, having played with Calm at some point recently, but with the quality of teams at this tournament, they can for sure make a run to the top 4, and possibly even further. The boys are definitely in contention for this tournament, albeit on the outside. They made a top 4 in the last split, and Hoxer for Percy I think is a great improvement, especially since Hoxer is such a solid player. Aqua and Evo are not very consistent, but with Hoxer behind them, the upside they pose is definitely enough to win this tournament. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's certainly possible as long as they can get past my top 2. My top 2 are the two teams everyone expects, and it's for a good reason. They have the results behind them and rosters that are built for Worlds contention, on top of being 2 of the 3 signed teams in this tournament. Who do I have beating the other team? Well, that will be the last squad I cover. Complexity is the team I have in second place. They made the first major, which was a great result for them, but after the roster change they have somewhat fallen off. Razebull has actually qualified with Corinthians after heading back home. This means that Complexity can join him in Lyon, but I think they don't have it quite in them compared to my personal top team. They will make it to the top 4, and most likely will play the other squad in my top 2 in the finals. I just think there's a little bigger possibility that these guys drop to some of the outside teams, namely the boys or Carl. And that means my winner pick is Shopify Rebellion. I think Wavy is an incredible player, and of the 2 players in this tournament to carry me to a prestigious cash dash victory, he is the guy I think will be cooking just as hard in this tournament. Parth was arguably the worst player on this roster, and if Two Piece can adjust to not playing with his long-standing duo, this squad will be very dangerous. I have them personally at a 40% chance to win, which may be a little high, but there are a lot of teams that I have sitting at 0. Like Complexity, they will almost for sure be top 4, and I have them winning versus Complexity in the finals. What's that? There's roster news. Someone's joining Baylor? Never mind, guys. Sick 'em Bears. Hoxer is going all the way, 18-0, not even going to be close. Brazil's all the way through the bracket. In case you weren't aware, I go to Baylor. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, please leave a like down below and subscribe. I actually haven't ever said that before on this channel, which is a little shocking. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the Europe preview because I'm going on vacation, but I don't think anyone needs me to tell them that Gentlemates is going to win. Anyways, have a good week.